No Steph, no problem. Golden State is now 5-0 at home without Steph after beating the Blazers last night. Steve Kerr said no timetable for Steph Curry's return just yet. Stephen A., should Curry play in Game 3 on Saturday night?
No, he should not have. No, he should not. As far as I'm concerned, if I'm the Golden State Warriors, I sit out Steph Curry for as long as I could possibly get away with doing so before the conference finals. As far as I'm concerned, the Golden State Warriors can beat the Portland Trail Blazers without Steph Curry. They might lose a game, but I think they win this series in 5. I've said that from day one. The ankle injury was one thing. Then the knee, because of the slide in Houston in Game 4, was another. I say don't play around with that. Don't mess with it. As far as I'm concerned, it's unnecessary. You need this guy to beat 2 of 3 teams possibly. San Antonio, OKC, San Antonio or OKC, and Cleveland. That's what you need. You don't need him. You didn't need him to beat Houston. I told you they were just a dysfunctional bunch wearing the same uniform. They weren't a team. That proved to be the case. And then after that, they're going against Portland, who, as far as I'm concerned, is a young, up-and-coming team, exceptionally well coached by Terry Stotts. I'm a fan of Damian Lillard. I'm a fan of C.J. McCollum, but they don't have much else. Those other guys can play. I'm not saying they're scrubs. They don't belong in the game, but they're not elite. They're not on the level that Golden State is on, collectively or individually. And so because of that reality, if I'm the Golden State Warriors, I use it as an opportunity to rest Steph Curry as much as I possibly can. I don't care what he says. I don't care about his emotions. We're trying to win a championship. A championship is what we're after. I gave you the 82 games. You went 73-9, okay? You came back for Game 4 against Houston, and we saw what happened. Let's pump the brakes a little bit, because they will definitely need Steph Curry for the conference finals. You cannot beat Oklahoma City or San Antonio without Steph Curry. You can't beat Cleveland, as far as I'm concerned, without Steph Curry. So let's rest him for as long as you could possibly can. If they say he's available for Game 3, don't play him until Game 5. If they say he's available for Game 5, don't play him until Game 7. All right? Leave him be. Let him rest, because you're going to need him once it really gets thick up in the conference finals and the finals.
I hear what you're saying. I despise this question because I'll be honest, I have no idea. I don't know what's going on with his knee. It's possible the Golden State medical staff really can't know what's going on with his knee, let alone his ankle that you bring up. Steph is really the only human who knows exactly how it's feeling today. My only issue with what you said, and I'm with you up to a point, I'm going to remind you of something. The last time Steph played a full game was April 13th when the regular season ended. He played 20 minutes, Game 1 against Houston. He tried again and it lasted 19 minutes till he hurt his knee in Game 4 against Houston. So he's basically played 2 halves of basketball in almost 3 weeks. By your method, if you just hold him out all the way through the rest of this series and you wait for the start of the conference finals, what could it be? If Oklahoma City and my Spurs go 7 games, could we tack on almost, at least another week and a half, almost 2 weeks before the conference finals start? Well, man, do you want your MVP, back-to-back MVP, do you want him out for maybe 5 weeks? In the heart of the playoff season? You want to talk about rust? You want to talk about conditioning? It could be rough on him. Is that what you want? If he tells you today, listen, I am 100%, I just need to play a little bit of basketball, what would you say if you're Steve Kerr? Would you trust it a little bit?
Let me tell you let me tell you the advantage that you're missing here. Number one, let's say, for example, he's ready for Game 3. Then I say no. Let's see how they do in Games 3 and 4. And then if necessary, you come back for Game 5. Let's also keep in mind, Skip Bayless, because I do understand your point about rust, and I'm not trying to dismiss that.
Or just conditioning, just pure, just running up and down the court.
Both.
Yeah, okay.
Both. Who better to prepare you than the very team you play for? Going up against that crew, the condition that they're in, the way that they run, not to mention the way that they defend. As far as I'm concerned, Steph Curry practicing against his team at full speed is all the practice that he needs.
Yep.
That will eliminate the rust. That will get rid of everything. Because all you have to do is let your horses, you instruct them, go at them. Because this is how San Antonio OKC is going to go at them.
Yep.
If they make it past the finals, if we make it past the finals, this is how Cleveland's going to go at them. Don't hold back. He has to be tested. Iguodala and Barnes and Clay and those boys are definitely capable of doing so. A matter of fact, I'd see to it that Steph Curry's playing with the second unit.
Yeah.
Just so he has to go against the first unit.
Yep.
I think that's all the preparation he needs. I think he'd be fine.
I know, but you know and I know there's no stress on the body quite like real game playoff stress on the body.
I agree with that.
It just goes up at one more level than what you're doing in practice. I get it.
But you also have to understand this dude is the greatest shooter we've ever seen.
He is.
He's the greatest shooter we've ever seen.
Okay.
You know, Russ to him is 40% shooting from three-point range and 45% shooting from the field. That's Russ to Steph Curry. I think he'll be fine.
Okay, look, with the sprained knee issue, it can be 4 to 6 weeks before it's 100% right. So at some point, you're just going to have to close your eyes and risk it. Because if he stumbles awkwardly and he resprains it, then you're back in the category it just wasn't meant to be. And you're going to have to figure it out without Steph. But at some point, you just have to say, we're just going to go with this.
Well, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree at some point. But you know what? Let that be against worthy opponents. Not to disrespect anybody, but don't let it be against the Portland Trailblazers. I mean, you know, listen, we got a whole bunch of folks that want to debate out there. They would love to go up against Skip Bayless. Put them up against some novice first. Let them earn their stripes. They haven't earned the right to go up against you. Let them wait. You understand? I mean, you don't need to be going up against Portland, just like you need to go up against Houston. They can handle their business against those dudes
This
without
is over. This is easy. It's just a matter of when do you start to ease him back into the fray. And maybe it's game one against whomever. I'm not going to say who's going to be game one because at this point,
you're scared. You're scared. You don't want to say you're scared. You're scared.
I just don't know. I knew yesterday, 2 days ago. Are you calling me a chicken?
Oh, no.
I got Spurs.
That's right. You call Floyd chicken. You call Floyd chicken. You're the real chicken.
Spurs in 7.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
7.
Whatever.
All right.
Okay.
We'll leave it.
Yeah, here we go. Now I gotta wait. I gotta wait all the way until Friday night to take this torture again, right?
Yes, and I can stay awake for that one.
I think you can handle it.
Okay.
I think you can handle it.
All right, LeBron has spoken, and it is not about Space Jam 2. It's about facing the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. Wait till you hear what he had to say. The guys will react to that when we come back. Stay with us. So that was King James today, saying it would be great to face the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. Skip, your reaction?
My reaction is, Stephen A., I believe LeBron would much prefer to play Toronto in the next playoff round. Obviously, much shorter flight. I think a slightly easier opponent on the court and a much less emotionally, psychologically stressful series off the court, so to speak, in that LeBron would have to go back to Miami and face that crowd, and he's been through it before, but this would be ratcheted up on the emotional scale. I was also curious, Stephen A., curious what you also would react to this, but LeBron said, and I've always wanted to play against Wade. He didn't call him D-Wade. He didn't call him Dwayne. He said Wade. Just seemed odd to me that he would call arguably his best friend in the world Wade, because I don't think Dwayne would say, I've always wanted to play against James in a playoff series. I don't know. I was just curious about that. I mean, it just hit me as odd. It's odd to me. I'm not reading anything into it. It's just odd. I would never say, I've always wanted to go against Smith. You know, like, I just wouldn't call you Smith. Yeah. I don't know. You're my brother from another mother, right? Okay, that's just me. But in the end, I'm sure they have kicked it around. I'm sure LeBron would in some ways enjoy going against Dwayne. But in the big picture, I think he would much prefer to go against Toronto.
I don't think you know LeBron James, because LeBron James would definitely look forward to going up against the Miami Heat. From a fun perspective, his boy, he doesn't mind going up against them because they're basketball players. They're both champions, and as a result, you want, you know, the best going up against the best to some degree. You certainly invite that level of epic competition. But where this takes on another plot where the stakes are exponentially higher is Pat Riley, because Pat Riley ain't joking. And Pat Riley ain't trying to be friends with competition. And Pat Riley is trying to annihilate you now. He's going to be classy in defeat, et cetera, et cetera. But from the moment LeBron James left, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. Pat Riley was contemplating retirement at the time that LeBron James, right before LeBron James decided to take his talents back to Cleveland, Ohio. Pat Riley hasn't thought about retirement since the moment that LeBron James decided to leave. Because Pat Riley believed and took that very, very personally. You know, his stewardship of the Miami Heat franchise, the winner within, the champion that he is, et cetera, and the players that he has stockpiled, and the brand of basketball that he has insisted upon being implemented. It's primarily to ultimately have this encounter. His team against LeBron James and his team. And Pat Riley has the mindset, don't judge him by 1 year. Judge him over the course of however many years LeBron's going to be in Cleveland, who's going to be the one that's more successful. And even though D. Wade is his own man, and D. Wade is not going to stop befriending LeBron James, in a perfect world, Pat Riley would have preferred that from the moment that Dwayne Wade left, which I explained to you. That was something that he and D. Wade had an encounter about. And D. Wade let Pat Riley know, look, I'm not that kind of brother. This is my brother. I love him. And I'm going to go at him on the basketball court, but off the court, we boys just deal with it. But to have that conversation, to have to make sure that point was made so emphatically, that means somebody was implying that you didn't need to be that way. And that person was Pat Riley. Pat Riley is about winning. Pat Riley is trying to win. Pat Riley is about not jumping ship, et cetera, et cetera. And even though I'm sure he'll open the doors to LeBron if LeBron indeed wanted to return, as long as LeBron is wearing another uniform, having departed from Miami to do it is something that Pat Riley is going to embrace very personally. And those players on Miami is going to know that if it comes down to Miami versus Cleveland in the conference finals. I can promise you that. And the level of intrigue and tenacity and suspense and everything that comes with it, I mean, you live for this as a player. LeBron ain't running from that. LeBron is going to embrace that challenge. I promise you that.
Okay,
he ain't going to run from that at all.
But you're mostly looking at it from the Miami perspective. You just brought up LeBron. So you tell me, heart of hearts, would LeBron prefer, if he had his choice, Toronto or Miami?
Miami.
I completely disagree. He'd be foolish to think
you know
that.
Why
would you take the harder series, the harder route, and have to go back to Miami?
Because everybody's not Skip Bayless, the San Antonio Spurs fan wishing for people to get hurt or kidnapped or something so his team could win. Some guys want that level of competition.
He would rather
no, you can't promise me that. You can't. I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you what I know. Don't worry about how I know, but I know.
All right.
And I'm telling you, you can tell me what you see. I'm telling you what I know. And I'm telling you, when you talk about Toronto, think about the lack and the absence of suspense that would have. Think about how much you would care about Toronto. You see, don't get me wrong, we respect them, love Dwayne Casey, but you ain't think, I mean, when you talk about, tell me right now as you sit in that chair, you're not thinking about, wow, Miami,
that's me.
Cleveland.
You didn't ask me what I wanted.
No.
I want Miami,
but that's what a player wants. No, but hold on, I'm telling you, that's what a player cares about too. They want to be where the action is.
Bayless,
where the action's
Smith,
at.
we got to go to break, guys.
Okay.
Sorry, more First Take when we come back. That was fun, though. Stephen A's face was priceless earlier.